Oh. Steve doesn't know what he's going to do with us here tonight.
We are live. How's it going out there, folks? This is Rogue One Radio, and the festivities and shenanigans have already started.
We have.
So this is episode 102, and as you can see below me is Nicole, and we can't see your. Oh man, we can't see your name because the Rogue One Radio is.
I know. And I thought we were
very
going to get
nice.
I thought we were going to get our Red 5 intro. And I didn't see it.
Oh, we are. I just haven't played it yet.
Well, welcome to everybody to the chat.
All right. So here we are. Let's get this thing started.
Sweet.
From the remnants of Jeddah City comes a broadcast that will shake the Empire to its core. Rogue One Radio will discuss all things Star Wars and all things in the nerd culture, in and out of the galaxy far, far away.
Hello, folks. Again, this is Rogue One Radio. This is episode number 102. And with me tonight is Nicole, of course. And as you can see, DJ is not with us tonight. So,
no DJ.
We have invited Tina, member of the Perrin Hate Club.
I am a proud card-carrying member of that club.
She's also my nerd sister. I'd like to mention.
Yes.
She's my nerd sister.
This is her favorite character right here. So last week it was all the Tim hate.
I still hate him.
Yeah, we all hate him.
He has been. He's been dethroned.
Yeah. At least we didn't have to see him on this week's episode. Okay, so let's jump through the chat and see who's in here. So I do want to mention that I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, so I'm sorry. Ubaldo T has been here for quite some time.
Oh, well, thank you.
As I've been posting music links as I've been
awesome.
Ready. And Dragon Buddy was early too. Apparently something weird happened with YouTube and it.
Yeah, it had it like an hour earlier, and I looked and I went, okay, and I come in and I'm like, no, I don't think we're on the right time, and I'm like, oh no.
So
I did see something pop up, but I was live still with views and views, and I'm like, there's something I can do right now.
All right, yeah. So also we've got Hector and Nicholas from Backyard TARDIS and Megan and Kelly, aka Lunar Girl.
Another nerd sis.
And Camray is in the house. So
Cam.
How's it going?
Cam. Are you sure it's Cam? It's not Bob. Could be a clone.
I don't know. It says Perrin knows how to throw a party. We're gonna be having some.
I have a question. Was Cam at this party? I want to know. Cam, were you at?
It happened again. So I'm gonna have to work with that.
It's okay. I'll work with it. How do I look, people?
Another way to this.
Am I good?
Well, everybody knows who you are. Why is okay? Let's see. Nope, that's not gonna work. See, that makes me
I don't
too
need that
big.
big. No.
I don't like that. No.
That's what she said.
That's too much in my face.
I'll have to play around with that. Ro has been showing me how to use overlays, and I don't think this particular one is going to work. I'm going to have to play with that some more. All right. Anyway, well, hi. Before we jump into things, let's go ahead and play our first tune for the night.
rock out.
Andrew from Science Fictionary's in here now.
Hey, Andrew.
All righty. Who do we have up first? We have a band out of Chicago.
Hey, I know that area.
I do too, yeah. They are called Action Adventure.
Ooh.
And they just put out a single in August via Pure Noise Records. And that single is called Meet Me at Our Spot. So that's what we're
y'all.
going to play.
On my spot.
Here we go.
Yeah.
When I wake up, I can't even stay up. I slept through the day. Fuck, I'm not getting younger. But when I'm older, I'll be so much stronger. I'll stay up for longer. Meet me at a spot. Baby, are you coming for the ride? I just wanna look into your eyes. I just wanna stay for the night. When we take a drive, maybe we can hit the 405. Hypnotized by the lights, man, this must be life. When I go to sleep, I can't even fall asleep. Something's got a hold of me, feel it taking over me. When I'm older, I'll be moving away. I just got a drunk text, meet me at a spot. We gonna ride, baby, are you coming for the ride? When I look into your eyes, I just wanna hold you all night. Maybe we can take a dive, baby, we can hit the 405. Hypnotized by the lights, man, this must be right. Meet me at a spot, got something I wanna show you. Meet me at a spot, they can't find us there. Meet me at a spot, got something I wanna show you. Meet me at a spot, they can't find us there. Meet me at a spot, got something I wanna show you. Meet me at a spot, they can't find us. Tryna find, baby, are you coming for the ride? I just wanna look into your eyes. I just wanna stay for the night. When we take a drive, maybe we can hit the 405. Hypnotized by the lights, man, this must be life. Man, this must be. Meet me at a spot, got something I wanna show you. Meet me at a spot, they can't find us there. Meet me at a spot, got something I wanna show you.
Hello.
All right. That was Action Adventure with Meet Me at Our Spot out of Chicago. Some talk about Chicago in the chat room today.
I love Chicago. And I just saw that Melanie popped in.
Yes, there's Melanie.
Melanie.
Hey. And so Megan, have you tried the
Megan? Tina?
orange chicken
Tina?
pizza yet?
Or are you talking to Megan in the chat?
In the chat.
Oh, I'm like, that's Tina.
Yeah, that's Tina. I know the difference between Tina and Megan.
Woo.
Hey, DJ. He's in
Hey,
the chat.
DJ.
Oh, and Scott
And
from
there's
the
Scott.
chat. Hey, Scott.
All right. So tonight we're going to be talking about episode 4 of Andor. So we've got we're gonna get off track because it's there's a lot to talk about.
We'll get there.
There's a lot to unpack with this one, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack, and I'm going to forget half of what I want to talk about.
I did bring notes.
So, what have you been up to this week, Nicole?
Me? Oh. Okay, so I have show and tell and things I did. Okay. I'm so excited because I'm going to show my show and tell first because I'm so excited. It just arrived. Like, I got home from the theater and like I had to get on for Used and Abused. So I didn't even get to open it, and I just opened it and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's here. Okay. I'm so excited. So for everyone that knows, I've been expanding my Funko Pop collection. I have the ladies who have been on The Mandalorian. We got Cara Dune, Ahsoka, Armor, Fennec Shan. Hey, and that was I won that at ScareCon. I won this from Force of Light Ladies. That was a gift. Now, that one was another. Oh, and then But so now I've got the Frog Lady.
Oh, nice.
Oh, now that's a good
one.
find.
Less than 24 hours. I'm like so excited. Like I ordered this Sunday night and it's Tuesday. It just got here. Like I got home from the theater. I was like, and I didn't have time to open it. So I have to share because I'm probably going to keep her in the box. But we'll go there next to Quill. I have a Quill. So now technically I've got both of Misty Roses. So I'm so excited. So
I don't either, Kelly. I don't have her either. I need to get her.
She just came out. So just so we're clear, she just came out. She's like $10.99 at Walgreens. You have to pre-order her. You have to go. There you go. Also, really good idea for upcoming Christmas list, people. Okay, there you go. Other than work, let me tell you, I've been on on Science Fiction Area with Andrew because we talked about She-Hulk. I'm so excited. Can't wait to do it again. So again, I did watch She-Hulk. I've been really busy out and about. I went to a Hocus Pocus 2 party on Saturday night, and that was fun. Yes, I liked it. Actually, I just got done talking about Hocus Pocus 2 on Used and Abused, and if you missed it, feel free to go back and rewatch because it was fun to hang out with Scott and Kim talking about Hocus Pocus. Sunday, oh my gosh. So after a crazy busy weekend of work, I went to my local theater called the Egyptian Theater, and I got to see, they had an orchestra called the Peregrine Ragtime Orchestra was there, and I got to watch 3 silent films. I came home and I went and completely was watching a lot of silent films, which I want to make sure I get the correct ones correct. So Buster Keaton, we watched The Haunted House, then The Immigrant with Charlie Chaplin, and then they did a Harold Lloyd with Get Out and Get Under, and oh my gosh, each one is so great. I just loved it. And then tonight or this afternoon, I went to see Don't Worry, Darling, which is pretty much it is a psychological thriller. It was good. Yeah.
You liked it?
Okay, so
I saw it.
It
was either Friday or Saturday. I was not.
I don't know how many people have seen it, so I'm not going to spoil it. I felt like I would. My friend that I went with, we both said we felt like it was 90% done. We did feel like there was some improvement.
Yeah.
A lot of beautiful shots. You cannot deny that there was a lot of beautiful. Like there are certain shots that I absolutely love, and there are things that they kept doing that I was just like, oh, I love that. I love that. I love how they're doing that. But at the same time, there are things where I was like, room for improvement. So. But I really did like it. Because I just don't stay close enough with One Direction that I don't know much about Harry Styles. So I completely fell for whoever his character was. He was awesome. He did a great job. Florence Pugh, she killed her as Alice. She was great.
She's always good.
Yeah, I liked her in the movie. But as far as the movie overall, I felt like they took way too long to get to the point.
Well, and
I have not seen it.
I don't want to ruin it. So we will have to wait. We'll have to either do this as a Patreon special or something else and go into it.
I probably couldn't talk about it that much.
I could. So I'm still I have music still playing in my head But then again, I like 1950s music, so I like, heck yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I've been busy with work, but busy also going to the theaters and going to other theaters and yeah, watching fun movies and silent films, which I love. So yeah, I could be here talking about it.
Have you been as busy as Nicole has, Tina?
I have not. I have not. We let's see. We had a pretty quiet
Wow,
weekend. We did go out for our anniversary dinner. My husband
Aw,
and I on
happy
Saturday night.
Very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, because it was our anniversary was on the 29th. So we went out to dinner Saturday night after I listened to Scarif live and then we just had a quiet weekend and I've just been working. Really working, trying to make time to want to be on these things and spend time with y'all on Twitter and busy.
Yeah, we hear you. We know.
And
We know.
my son's on break this week, so that's one good thing. He's on break from school this week, so
That's good.
yeah.
Very cool. So I didn't really have a whole lot. Oh, by the way, Josh has been in the chat room. So hello,
Is it
Josh.
cinnamon roll, Josh?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, happy cinnamon roll day, cinnamon roll.
I
Yeah.
know. He's got to go. He's going to be on Tim Possible. They're going to talk about House of the Dragon, so that's why he couldn't
Oh,
be
okay.
here. Yeah.
Well,
Mm.
we still love you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm kind of watching that, but yeah.
Yeah. I haven't because I haven't watched the other stuff.
I like Game of Thrones except season 8. Just season 8 never existed. Just don't.
I never watched
No.
it. Game of Thrones either, but so yeah, not much really going. Definitely not near as much as you had going on. Recorded a new episode of Radio Unfriendly. That's my music podcast,
They're cool.
and which actually just got added to the Red 5 network, so that's cool. What else? I did watch that movie that you mentioned.
Don't worry, darling.
I saw another movie last night, but it was one of those movies where you're basically at the end thinking that, there's an hour and a half of your life you'll never get back.
Okay, I did not feel that way. Don't
I
worry.
didn't feel that way with that one. I'm talking about the one I saw last night.
Right.
It was man, I can't remember the name of it now.
Damn. It must have been bad.
It was, oh man,
Well, we now know Don't Worry, Darling was better than whatever movie Steve watched last.
Yeah, it was definitely better than, was it See How They Run? Is that? Yeah, See How They Run.
Oh, okay.
Because it's got what is the guy's name? It's got Sam Rockwell in it. That was really the only person that I recognized from the cast. But see, so here's the thing. When I read about the movie, it was portrayed as a historical drama.
Okay.
I was like, I'm a history buff. I like history movies.
I
I'll
like
go
those
check it
too.
out. It was not a historical drama.
Oh.
This was a whodunit. Plain and simple. There was nothing any
That's not
more
the same
interesting.
thing as historical.
Anything
Damn.
more interesting about it than that. It was a whodunit.
Mm.
At one point, I actually thought about getting up and leaving.
Damn.
I was so bored. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, that movie was horrible.
Damn. I can't remember last time I felt like that in a movie theater.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, the other one was not nearly as bad.
Yeah, Don't Worry, Darling at least kept me on my toes. Kept my brain.
Yeah, not nearly that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else really going on. Yeah, that's about it. Anybody new in the chat? Nope, not yet. But we do have some housekeeping to get through.
Yeah.
We are part of the Red 5 network. So check out that link scrolling down there and that logo in the upper right-hand corner. And that link will take you to all of the cool Red 5 podcasts. And check them out. They're all great. Not a bad one in the bunch.
Nope.
Nope.
A little something for everybody.
That is right. There is something for
Definitely.
everybody. If music is your thing, there is now a new podcast for you to check out. That is
I
part of
think
that.
that's called radio friendly.
Radio unfriendly.
Oh, unfriendly.
It's unfriendly because it's not friendly to the radio. So if you are watching us on YouTube tonight, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell, all that good stuff there. And as they say, smash that like button. Was what scripted? Josh is asking me, was that scripted?
Probably when you were talking about the Red 5 stuff.
Not really. I just wing this shit.
He did. He did
We
all right,
do.
though. He winged it.
We do.
Yeah. What else? Oh, you know what? Nicole, where can they find us on the socials?
On the social media. Oh, well, you guys can find us Rogue One Radio on Instagram, Twitter, as well as Facebook. Not only that, can you find us, we can also, again, find the Red 5 Network also on Twitter. Again, hit that bio link and find out more about us. So, again, find Rogue One Radio on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter. But we cannot forget to mention that we are also part of Patreon. And we have some wonderful patrons to thank. So I'm going to throw it back over to Steve so we can give a big thank you to you for patrons.
We absolutely do. We do have a Patreon page, and if you would like to support us in a financial manner, please go to Patreon and check out or do a search for Rogue One Radio, or you can click the link in the show notes. It'll take you right there. But for now, I would like to thank our current patrons. As always, we've got Dave Brown, Kelly and Chris, aka Lunar Girl and Dragon Buddy, Don from the Escape Pod, Nicholas from Backyard TARDIS, Scott and Kim from Used and Abused, and our brand new patron, Amanda. So thank you very much for your support.
Amanda was like, "Don't worry, darling," partially. And Tina and I both know why she was like, "Don't worry, darling."
So, I mean,
Miss
I
Lauren.
can see why it's likable. I just didn't.
It's okay. It's all good.
It was just a little weird.
Different
And
strokes for different folks. That's what I say.
I don't
In
like
this
the fact.
particular case, you're about right. But it was definitely
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I just felt like they took too long to get to the point. But okay.
like we
We often do. Yes.
yeah. They squirreled. They had rabbits. Maybe they had rabbits.
Sometimes we never get to the point. So we have our picks segment coming up here. But before we jump into that, we have another song. Cameron says he is listening and lurking and twerking.
He's twerking.
Woo!
He's shaking his booty
Oh.
with Adam Spot.
Oh, he's twerking. Oh,
Wow. So is that I don't know if that's Cam or Bub talking now.
I think it was Bub.
Bub is very feisty.
We'll,
Bub's
we'll,
feisty.
we'll cover our bases here for showing, so we'll just say Bub.
Okay, I've got to read this chat
Scared.
from Hector. It just caught my eye and I was like, what?
I bet I know what caught your eye on that one.
That's disturbing. Okay, so all right, music. Okay, so this band is from Washington, D.C., and they are called Celebration Summer. They just put out a new album on the 23rd of September called Patience in Presence. And this is the title track from that album. So here you go.
We have the best chat.
The owls are not what they seem.
how you do the lyrics, let me hop. Mary, let me hop. Mary, let me hop. So Mary, let me hop. Hibbity dibbity hibbity hop. Bop. Good left, good right. Hippity hop the hands and jump down up high. Do it again and you just don't stop. You now know how to do the lyrics, let me hop.
All right. That was Celebration Summer with Patience in Presence. Followed by, as Cam says, Best Performed with No Pants. Okay. The Ferrex Leppy Hop.
I like it.
That was good. I'm like, we had Bantha with Boba Fett, but we have the Ferris Top this time around.
Yes, we
Look
did.
left, look right. Oh, we have the best.
Alrighty. We have so much fun.
We got-
So now it's time for R1R picks. We still don't have our little intro. I thought Ro was going to do the
That's
voice
okay.
for us, but that's all right. We're good. So R1R picks. We're going to start with Tina, since she is our guest.
Well,
What
I have a-
recommendations?
I have mine's brief. So I managed to sneak in and binge a show that in between all the stuff that's on right now. The Sandman. It's on Netflix.
What is called?
The Sandman. It's 12 episodes. I know it's based off, I think, a book or comics. I have no knowledge going into it.
It is. It's based off a comic book.
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought visually it was very appealing. I think it had some good shots. I liked the story arcs of the characters. I just thought it had fantasy. It had a horror elements a bit. I wouldn't say scary, but leaning towards that. Very October appropriate. I think it ended fine. They're talking about a season 2, but when you're done, I don't think you feel like you need one. You'll be fine with what you got because it was good encapsulated in 12 episodes. But if they continue it, I'd still watch it.
Yeah.
So, and each episode, I think is quite long. I mean, it's like almost an hour, I think, right? Per episode.
I love that show. I thought it was great.
Right?
Of course, I was a big fan of the comic book too, though. So
yeah, see, I didn't. It just snuck up on me, and the first episode was a little slow, but because it was building, and then after that, it just took off, and you're like, oh, I'm intrigued, I'm intrigued.
For sure.
So, there was some violence in it too. So yeah, there's a little violence and a little.
Yeah, it's not for kids. It's
it's not for kids. No. It's mature.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the comic book, and when I heard they were doing a TV show, I was really excited, and finally came out, and yeah, it was great. I love that show.
I love it. And Melanie said, "Dream." Yes, he is a bit of a hottie, isn't he, Melanie? He is. He is a bit. Got a little emo vibe going on, but when he wants to be stern, you kind of like, wow, you're kind of scared of him. Like, he's dangerous. And I like that.
Yeah, and that Corinthian character was
with the
he was
teeth?
something else.
He was something else. Teeth in his eyeball socket. He had teeth in his eyeball socket. Y'all, it's freaky.
Well, he was created by Dream. He is the essence of nightmares.
Yep.
So
yeah. I just everybody just watch it. You got your demons, you got your gods, you have your fantasy creatures, you have your dream worlds, you have your alternate. It's just, I think it's really good. Just dive in, take a look.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. All right, what you got, Nicole?
Okay, other than these really cool pumpkin spice grams, oh my god, these are so good. They're from Goldfish. Actually, no, it's not my recommendation. I do recommend them. They're a really good fall snack. Okay, I'm going back to what I was talking about earlier, what I went to go see. So again, on Sunday, for those who weren't here, I went to see at my local Egyptian theater, the Paragon Ragtime Orchestra, and I got to see 3 silent films. And again, I came home and I started binging, and that was when I'm like, that's it. This is what I'm recommending on Tuesday. And that is look up on your whatever your streaming app and put in silent film, see what pops up. I watched Charlie Chaplin's The Kid the other night. Oh my god, it was so good. I watched Harold Lloyd's Safety First, I think. And I was watching, there's some Buster Keaton's The Generals on there right now, and I'm like, oh my, I was binging all these silent movies that I could find on Sunday night. And I mean, I've seen some of them before, but to see them again, there is something so beautiful about that artistry with silent films that we don't have today. There is something about the way things were done. The one with Harold Lloyd, I actually saw that was called, I just want to make sure, Get Out and Get Under, was really, really good. Like, I remember seeing it when I was looking on the big screen and I was watching it at the Egyptian Theater, and I was like, wow, this is just so good. And I could relate. And I was at the same time, it was like, we don't get that like that today. You know, everything other than The Artist, okay, that came out, what, 5 years, 10 years ago now? I can't even remember how long ago The Artist came out. But it's like, this is just, there's something about it. So I recommend silent films, whether it be Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton or Harold Lloyd, because they're all great in their own way. And I can't just pick one. So there you go. Silent films. I'm gonna do a generalization. So, oh.
Steve, you're muted.
Yeah, I am. So okay, yeah,
There you
that's a good recommendation as well.
He was trying silent film, Tina.
Was he?
I was getting in character.
I can't read lips. I
Can
suck.
you like a hat trick or something with it next time?
Yeah. So now as far as reading goes, I've been trying to catch up on my High Republic reading. Like the actual books, not the comic books, because I've read through all those. And so today I actually just finished The Rising Storm by Kevin Scott. But my recommendation actually is a comic book. But it's part of the High Republic series. I am recommending Star Wars The High Republic Eye of the Storm. And I just reread this a couple of days ago. Forgot how much I liked it. It's written by Charles Soule.
Yes.
Yeah.
He usually does really good stuff.
He really does. So there was only 2 issues of this series. But that was really enough. Basically, what this story is the origin of Martian Row. So if you've been reading the High Republic and you like the how do you pronounce it? The Nihil?
Nihil or Nihil?
I think it's Nihil because the guy who's doing Rising Storm, Nihil, yeah, I think the guy whoever narrated the Rising Storm was calling it Nihil. So anyway, Martian Row is the de facto leader of the Nihil, and this is basically an origin story. It's by Charles Soule, and the Wikipedia article mentions that you should read this before you read The High Republic: The Fallen Star. And this should be the little synopsis says this should probably be the last thing you read in the Phase 1 series of High Republic. So, but yeah, I'm still behind on my High Republic reading, and I probably will not get caught up.
Well, they put out a lot of stuff. I mean, they do. Yeah. They put out a lot quickly, I think.
I won't get caught up before Phase 2 hits. Also because I've got another book that I need to read coming. Well, you know what? I've got some time. That's not till the end of November. Because we're going to be doing a kind of a discussion of a book.
Yes, we are. I'm so excited for that.
I have read it. I just need to make sure that I reread it before we do that. So yeah, whenever this Andor show is over, in addition to being sad that it is over, we will be doing a episode where we discuss the Claudia Gray novel, Lost Stars. So
woohoo!
That'll be a lot of fun. All right, that's our recommendations. We'll have the links in the show notes if you want to check those out. But we've got our main event coming right after this last music break. So who do we have up next? We have a band from Minnesota. I don't know what part. No idea what part. They just released a single on September 15th that we're going to play, and it is called Uptown MPLS.
Cool.
So here you go. Some Night Dangers.
Bury me while I'm here, while I'm still breathing. Keep your hands around my heart while it's still beating. Don't pick me up, drag me down. I promise not to make a sound. Another day, feeling alone. You're more addicted than you know. You found me lying on the floor. There was blood on the stairs and my keys that I left in the lock on our front door. I was losing my mind from all this borrowed time. You're smart enough to know that I would live. After all, you picked apart every little fucking thing. Don't pick me up, drag me down. I promise not to make a sound. Another day, feeling alone. You're more addicted than you know. You found me lying on the floor. There was blood on the stairs and my keys that I left in the lock on our front door. I was losing my mind from all this borrowed time. Bury me while I'm here, while I'm still breathing. Bury me while I'm here, while I'm still breathing.
All righty, that was Uptown MPLS by the Night Dangers.
I have to address two things in the chat beyond hilariousness and shenanigans.
Do you really have to?
Yes. Okay. So one, because they're both with Blake. So hi, Blake. Welcome to the chat. Yes, Blake. I'm good. I'm okay. I don't know what happened that I was being asked that, but no, I'm good. Thank you for asking. And then Blake, 2 adult novels, huh? I just,
Hmm.
but that was before he asked if I was okay, and I'm like, wait, why does he think I'm like? What happened? What did I miss? So, I mean, I got Frog Lady in today. Of course, I'm okay. I'm good. So, okay, on with the show.
Well, when are we gonna get the Perrin Funko Pop?
The who?
The
Oh,
Perrin.
God.
No.
Hopefully never.
Oh man. All right, it's time to talk Andor.
Mhm.
So, why don't we start with our overall impressions? So, go ahead and kick us off, Tina.
I really liked this episode. Well, I mean, I liked every episode, but I noticed that it kicked off immediately with the faster tempo of the theme. We hit the ground running. You know, we hit the ground like they're still in the ship. You know, they're talking. So many good dialogues this episode. You know, discussions between characters. Aw, and I have to say that to me, no, I am not a hate parent. I found a new character to hate, to love to hate, and I don't think I could love Luthen any more than I already do, but I'm sure I will. I'm intrigued. I think it ended at a good spot this episode, and I'm eager for the next one. I can't complain. Cinematography, music, dialogue, writing, it's all good for me. I'm good. I like it.
I think the pacing was on this episode was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I really could not have asked for. She just typed something. That's weird. I really could not have asked for a better follow up to our premiere.
Yeah.
It kind of answered questions that I wanted answered, and it introduced new interesting characters that I was hoping for. Didn't get nearly as many locations as we did in the premiere.
Well, we got some mentions, but yes.
But it did get get off of my keyboard. But it did the locations that it did show it gave us some cool
Aldhani was gorgeous.
Easter eggs, Aldhani. Yeah, we're gonna get to locations here in a minute.
Man.
But yeah, we got a really good episode, and like you said, Tina, it's really got me eagerly anticipating what's going to happen next. How about you, Nicole?
Oh my gosh! So overall, yes, I liked it. It was good. I agree with Tina. Better pace. I thought it was good pacing, off and running. I did like seeing the new characters. I loved the scene with Lutheran, and he's in the thing and he's dressing. Oh my gosh. Again, I'm really weird with shots. I love things in a certain aspect. And so he was like this. I'm like, ah. And he was putting on the wig and getting ready. And I loved that whole sequence of events. Because that's the type of cinematography that I like. And then when he goes into the gallery, and that whole scene I really liked. And of course, there was that big moment between him and Mon Mothma. They're in the back, and she mentions, and I know we're going to go bigger into detail later, but I have to mention now so at least I get partial of it out and we can reach that point later. And that is when she goes, I have somebody that could be a spy. And my brain went, ah! You know, thinking back to last week's episode that I said somebody that I'm like, you never know, this person could show up. And I just went nuts. So yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. So
we definitely are. Yeah, we're definitely going to get to that.
Costuming. I want to add costuming. Costuming's great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and then the dinner guest list too was pretty. Again, that was a moment my brain went ah. So I think they did better in that part. The fact that they kept me like excited in other ways. I was like,
yes, definitely.
Yes.
So, one of the locations we got to visit in this episode was Coruscant, and we saw some different views of Coruscant than we've ever seen before. Most of what we know about this planet, we have seen it in live action, but most of what we know from this planet is from the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So we got to see a very different side of this. For instance, we got to see the ISB headquarters. I thought that was cool. It was a very, like if you are a fan of architecture, that's a very interestingly designed building. And so we got to see that, and then we got to see kind of a bird's eye view of, I guess, one of the downtown areas, because the entire planet is downtown. But we got to see that screen pan over, just the bird's eye view of the city. That was really, really cool shot. And then, of course, we got to see Luthen's oddity shop. Well, not oddity shop, antique shop, basically.
I liked it.
Loved it.
Was it an antique shop or was it a gallery? I thought it was a gallery.
I guess you could really go either way with that.
Really neat either way. I love, again, that whole thing, every sequence in that and scenes. I was digging it. I was loving it.
I think this is probably not the right time to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. You already mentioned it, Nicole, but that scene where we see the transition of Luthen, the rebel spy, recruiter, whatever, turning into this elitist, and it did answer the question. No, he's not a former senator, as I had thought, but this is even more interesting.
Yes,
because he's not part of the Imperial machine, but at the same time, he is. Nobody looks at him cross-eyed.
Yeah,
because he seems like a very well-respected member of society,
and he
belongs. He belongs.
Yes. I'm surprised he's not one of the people that was invited to the dinner party, but
what the crap?
So we got some interesting Easter eggs in this little gallery.
Oh my God! Yes. I'm telling you, this whole scene, like everything about it, from the minute he in the ship, and then the minute they started going to through the gallery or the antique store, whatever, and I just was eating it up with a spoon. I loved it.
We got to see that uniform from Force Unleashed.
Yes,
that was cool. Saw some. I'm pretty sure that I saw some holocrons. Although I may have to go back and watch the episode again, but I keep thinking I saw some. I need to go look at some holocrons.
I got.
So the holocron or the gallery was really cool, and that was really a fun part to see of Coruscant, because this is the part of Coruscant you never get to hear about or see, like the private business people.
Yeah,
just like the heart of the empire. You just doesn't dawn on you that there are people, just proprietary,
just going about their everyday life.
Yeah, just
doing their thing,
doing their selves. And then, of course, we get to see Mon Mothma's apartment.
Nice too.
And meet Tina's favorite character. And
get rid of the husband.
Yeah. So I think was it you, Tina? I was talking about. We were saying that seems like that might have been an arranged marriage.
Yes, we were talking about that. Yeah.
It seems like that's not really a marriage of love.
Or maybe they were in love when they originally met, but then everything happened. The Clone Wars happened, and he just got used to enjoying.
Yeah.
I don't know, because the planet that she's from, that might be part of the customs that she was mentioning.
Maybe, but the dude is like living off of it and doesn't care. Like,
yeah.
And I'm like, they had to have liked each other at some point. Like,
they have a kid, supposedly. They have a daughter.
So.
Well, because remember when she was in the gallery with Luthen and they were talking about Chandrilan customs.
Mm-hmm.
and she was made some kind of remark like, "We have many of them," and I just wonder if that's one of them that she was referring to.
It's
Yeah.
possible. I'm not saying that it's not, but
Yeah.
But
dang.
I can get with Nicole saying that at one point, because he
Maybe.
did
Oh,
look at
gosh.
her. He did look at her
Kelly.
at one point, and he said, "You need to rest."
That's-
And I wouldn't say he was concerned, but there was a little bit of not a facade in that statement, and
Right.
then the rest of it,
There was
but
a
at
little
the
bit of care.
a little bit, but at the same time, so I'm not defending Perrin, but I'm gonna throw another thing in there. She is operating in complete secrecy. She is trying. Oh, Jesus.
Well,
She is trying to live essentially a double life. And
Mhm.
anybody that's ever tried to handle two tasks equally, something suffers. You never can be 100% in either one.
Sure.
So, what kind of marriage can you have
Right.
when you're doing this on the behind the scenes stuff that could get you killed for treason, technically? How
Right,
can you
and-
really be open and loving and anything in that marriage? I mean, I don't think you can.
well,
Right. And when you've
where he sits.
and
Siri.
when you've got a guy who pals around with basically the emperor's advisors,
Yep.
and you're married to the person who is essentially the leader of the Rebel Alliance, that's a very odd combination.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Tina,
then
did you
again, I guess
describe me?
yeah, I did during when you had the picture of Perrin up. But when you
Oh,
think
yeah.
about okay, so let
Not
me
much.
but when you think about okay, being a senator, you're probably gonna have to schmooze a bit here and there, right? So
Right.
he's schmoozing quite a bit.
He's schmoozing for her, not.
I don't think
Or
he's
he's not really schmoozing for her. He's schmoozing for himself.
oh
because
yeah,
of
yeah,
her.
yeah. But
Because
he's
of
the
her.
epitome to me of a dirty politician that just really just likes
Well-
to hang out with other rich people.
Let's talk more about him when we get to characters.
Yeah.
'Cause I've got a couple other questions about him that we can get into. Which brings us to the location that we spend the most time on, and was the title of the episode. Nicole, why don't you talk about that a little bit?
I don't even know if I can know how to pronounce this. Is it Arv?
Aldhani? Is it Aldhani?
Aldhani? Is that how you say it?
Aldhani.
Okay, thank you. I'm like, I feel bad. I'm like reading my notes and I'm like, it's right here, but I'm like, how do I pronounce it? I don't want to pronounce it wrong.
Look at you writing notes,
Oh my,
So-
I do. I've got notes and notes.
just like DJ.
So when I thought the planet was really interesting, really neat, I felt that although it was really cool to see the X-Wing fighters, oh, that was so cool. Or the TIE fighters, sorry. I think I feel, and this is just me, and maybe you guys can tell me different, but I felt like it is a good opportune place to kind of work undercover, like in the sense, because she was saying, this is for nature lovers and sheep herders, and you know what I mean, a place would not think that they might be. So I just felt like it would be a good place to kind of keep something on the DL, on the down low. I mean, I liked it. It looked dreary though. I like it. Where's the sun?
Wasn't it in Scotland? Wasn't the
Yeah,
location
I'm pretty sure
Scotland?
they filmed that in Scotland, and I think it looked pretty.
Oh,
So
it was
that would-
pretty, but it was
So that would
dreary.
be on par. Yeah, that would be on par
Yeah.
with Scotland weather, which
Yeah.
lends to the fact that they're not there for a cheerful purpose. So
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think that's
I know.
actually,
Yeah,
think that was actually a
good
good
point.
choice.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see more of this planet.
me too. I would like to see more of that.
The scale of the shot, you could really, when they were trekking through, you really got the impression this is going to be a really long hike. Like
Yeah.
this,
Yes.
you saw the scale of it.
Yes.
Got to see those cool TIE fighters. That was fun.
The sounds for me, it's always
That'll-
the sound.
Yeah, gotta love that noise.
Oh,
Good stuff. All right. So we've got some characters to talk about.
Oh, hold up. We got to mention this. There was a mention of Scarab.
There
I
was.
got
There was
so
a mention.
excited. I was like, oh my God, Scarab podcast got announced. And then I'm like, no, Scarab the planet, Nicole, not the podcast, the planet. I did. I got so excited because it's like really something that truly connects us beyond characters right now. That's connecting us to the movie for Rogue One. So I was really excited. There was a few other things mentioned.
Yeah. I
Mim,
just
Mim,
thought of
which was in Solo. Min. I might be saying
Yeah.
it wrong.
You're
Sorry.
right,
Yeah.
Mimbim.
Ryloth.
yeah.
Which is I'm like, man,
Yeah.
yeah.
Minbin was
They
where
were real big, but the mentions just kind of were exciting. So
yeah, Minbin was where we found Han after he got kicked out of the Imperial
Right.
Academy.
Yep.
And he was,
so it was exciting to hear
yeah, that was
those.
good. One mention that I just remembered as you were talking about mentions that actually got me a little excited just because of the just because it was cool to hear the name again when Luthen was talking to Andor about the Kyber crystal, and
Yeah.
he said that it was from the invasion of the Rakatan Empire.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was cool. If you ever read any of the old Tales of the Jedi series,
Right. So, and that's where I had heard that's where it had come from. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
see, okay. That's what I love about what they have done is, and I don't know if Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau had anything to do with this one this time around, but they're not afraid of at least adding on some of the legend stuff. They're not afraid of doing it. They're pulling,
yeah.
If it fits the story, if it fits the narrative, they're like, nah, we're just going to make that canon. It's okay.
Well,
Yeah, I love how they're doing that.
Well, when they talked about the mystics,
yeah,
I'm like, are they referring to? Are there Jedi hiding?
Yes, I thought that too. I'm telling you, I had moments that I was so beyond excited. When we get to Mon Mothma again, oh, yes. I'm excited.
Space Cadillac.
Mm-hmm.
So that empire not only it was also referred to as the Infinite Empire, but in addition to the Tales of the Jedi comics, it was also mentioned as part of the video game Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, cool stuff. All right, let's see. Let's just go down. I don't want to go in order. I've got these. Let's see. Let's go with.
Maybe next week we can get more pictures. They didn't. I didn't.
Yeah,
see
they didn't give us. They only. I only found 2 character posters. One being this one.
Mon Mothma, yes.
Yes.
Oh.
So
Very gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes.
So first appearance of this iconic character. We get to learn more. Up till now, I actually did not know she was married.
I didn't either.
So when she walked into that gallery and he said, "You're buying something for your husband," I'm like, "Excuse me."
Yeah. Squeeze me?
How does she have the time? Yeah, so that's interesting. I'm glad that they are bringing her in. I loved the dynamic she had with Luthen. That conversation that they had in his gallery was, very, very intriguing. And then, of course, mentioning the person they want to bring into the circle.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of speculation about who that might be. Who do you think it would be, Tina?
I think it's Bale.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So I don't think it's Bell, and here's why. So this takes place essentially 5 years before Rogue One. And by that time, I thought that he was already part of the Rebel Alliance. I thought
He
he was
probably-
kind of knee deep into that.
Well, it's either that, Galen. Galen
Mhm.
would be my second.
Mm.
Other than that, I have no idea.
That's an interesting pick.
But with Bail, I mean, you kind of get the impression in the Obi-Wan series that he's already kind of
He's
got
in.
his hands
already-
in that. See, now my guess, my thought
Okay.
on who I think it's Fulcrum,
Okay, go ahead.
because this
Not
takes,
everyone's
like I
out.
said, this takes place 5 years before Rogue One, and what also takes place 5 years before Rogue One is Rebels, where we see Fulcrum. So here's so I've actually got two theories on this. It's either Fulcrum 1, who is Ahsoka,
Mhm.
or it's Fulcrum 2, who is Callus.
Oh,
Either one would be
Oh.
big
So-
draw.
It depends on how, because Callus doesn't become Fulcrum until what about season 3?
well, because remember, we know that eventually Cassian is also known as Fulcrum at one point. He also,
That's
so
true.
remember, I mentioned that last week. I can, like, that's why I'm like here, like, oh my God, I'm so excited we're talking about this because
Yeah,
this-
I mean,
I kind of mentioned stuff last week. I'm like, okay, here we go. And I'm like,
I really hope they tell us who they're talking about.
ah,
So,
I think they will, since they mentioned it, and it was such a point of contention in that scene.
mhm,
Especially with Mon Mothma making the point of,
yeah,
I'm being watched. I can't do what I was
Right.
previously able to do.
And-
They are
yeah.
watching me.
and that's why I think it's Fulcrum, somebody that
So
nobody
she needs a
knows,
proxy.
and they
Right.
don't. Yeah, somebody that's not very close politically or friendly with
Right.
Mon Mothma, and
Yeah.
somebody that can be in the shadows.
oh.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to kind of go somewhere in the middle of y'all. Okay. I am.
That's
So
okay.
one, I've heard people mention Leia. So I want to discuss this because I don't think it could be Leia. It could be. This is what Steve and I well, even our chat with DJ, I had mentioned, well, where did Leia, Princess of Aldhani, hit? Because if she is of age, it is quite possible. I've only heard the room. People have said it. It's somebody else's prediction. I'm like, okay. So I'm just going to throw it out there just so it's out there. But at the same time, it's like I do and I don't want it to be her. I actually want it to, I would love for it to be who I thought was coming last week. Because I mentioned Fulcrum also last week, and that is, I thought, you know what would happen if we got an Ahsoka cameo? The reason I said that is because, well, she was in Clone Wars. She cameoed in Rebels. She cameoed in Book of Boba Fett. She's now cameoed in Mandalorian. Like, Ahsoka is about to get her own show, but it wouldn't surprise me for them to include her, to include a cameo by Fulcrum. And because Cassian is also known as also at some point this goes by Fulcrum. However, I like Steve. I like what you said, and that is that possibly Cleus could be it. But on the in between of both of yours, and that is, you mentioned Bail Organa, and that's not to say that he might set up some small things with Ahsoka, aka Fulcrum, for Mon Mothma. I think there's a possibility, for the sake of storyline of plot, we could see a couple different things go down. But I'm like, I'm wearing my orange today, not just for fall, but I'm like, last week I was wearing an Ahsoka cardigan, and I'm like, I'm going to wear some orange. I'm feeling some Ahsoka today. I'm just missing my blue, but she's right here, right behind me. So I'm hoping. Here's to hoping. We'll see. And I hope it goes down tomorrow because, oh my gosh, I really want to know who. I'm ready.
Well,
I'm ready.
what if it's Hera?
I hadn't thought about that.
That would be a
Because
good lead in.
We know that there
Yeah.
was with Hera that was shown at celebrations, but I thought that was for something for future for like with Ahsoka. Dude, you'll know. I'll be like, Steve, is it safe to talk here yet?
Because again, we got to look at this time period. And by this time, she already would have been trying to get the Ghost crew more.
I would love that.
More active in this.
Mm-hmm.
The possibilities are endless.
That's what I like about it.
But my favorites are still Ahsoka, and then now you mentioned Hera. Hera's, of course, my favorite from Rebels.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay,
Like,
so we
now
talked
I'm
Mon Mothma. Let's get this one out of the way. Okay. So Perrin. Okay.
He has that I smell my own farts look.
Possibly. So the question is, who's more of a douche, Perrin or Tem?
Perrin.
Right now it's about equal, but I think it might be Perrin.
Perrin.
I think Perrin.
I smell a poll coming on. I think we're gonna have to post that poll on Twitter.
Yeah.
On the Rogue One Twitter.
He was being very not nice to her during their little brief chat there in their dining room. I have a feeling that is the bigger dynamic of their relationship.
See, yeah, and they got rid of Tim fairly quickly. With this guy, it seems like he's going to end up lasting the whole season.
I think so.
Can I throw out something like really crazy? And it's going
By
to
all means, that's what we're all about.
Because I know we're waiting for it to happen in Mandalorian. And at the same time, I think we're kind of waiting for it to happen in Ahsoka. But it's not to say that this could not happen in this show. What if we saw Thrawn? What if Thrawn was invited to this, gets invited to one of these soirees, just so we can get like a glimpse of him early on to get the tracks going and excited for what's coming?
So
minds.
I don't think I want to see him this early, but it would be really cool to get another name drop.
Oh,
something like the Grand Admiral couldn't make it.
Yes. Oh my god.
He's indisposed on. He's indisposed on Lothal.
Oh man. Like, I want to see people go nuts in a good way. Yeah. Yes.
Will we see this dinner?
Oh, I hope so.
Oh man, I hope so. I want to see how the what's her face is fun. I want to see.
yeah, that one. She don't look fun.
Yeah, I'm like, that kind of looks like a vampire with no hair.
Looks scary as hell. I'm like, oh god,
yeah.
No. I don't want to sit across from that eating dinner. Damn.
That's fun, people. I don't know.
Try idea of fun, Perrin.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, like I said, since they spent a little bit of time on this conversation, and maybe I'm just reading too much into it because I have thought things are going to happen and then it doesn't pay off sometimes, but that could just be writing.
But it's fun to have theory. It's fun.
Yeah, but to me, it seems like when they touched on, like we said, they're talking, they're in Luthen's shop, and then the conversation with her and her husband, and then we're matching it up with what's going on Aldhani. God, I just don't know why I keep losing that. And then what's going on Coruscant. So all this is, with the IDB, the damn Imperial people or whatever. So it's all happening like at the same time, and it's all going to come to a head somewhere, I'm sure. But I just like how it's all laying out its own separate little things.
But yes, I want to know how this person.
Oh hell no! Oh no!
This is, according to Perrin, this is fun people.
Woo! Woo!
Is it gonna look like that? I don't know. Oh God, is that concept art or is that like what?
No,
it looks like?
that's what they actually look like in the movies. That's Sly Moore.
I'm like, unless he's really dry humor and sarcastic in that odd way.
Ugh.
Ugh.
No,
I mean, maybe we're just not. Maybe there's just something about this person we're not seeing. Maybe it's one of those "don't judge a book by its cover."
We're judging. We're judging.
I'm judging hard.
No?
I'm judgmental as hell. I'm judging hard. That's scary.
We're all like, well, we're not going to judge you, but we're going to leave now.
There you go. I've got to.
I would not ask that person.
I got to take this call. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into another new character that we got to meet.
Woo, that's a better picture.
This is a better picture.
But Steve should have the other one.
I've got it. Yes, or otherwise known as Crazy Eyes.
Aw, that's not nice.
That's what Shanti said about her. Like, and I had to agree. And she did have the crazy eyes. She's like in that scene.
Oh, boy.
But she wasn't wrong necessarily in what she was trying to tell. You know, the old fart. I'm not good with the name, so pardon me.
Right.
She's not wrong.
The old part.
Yeah, she's not wrong with what she was trying to tell. You know, the old dry man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Deidre Miro.
Yeah.
And from what the discussions they were having, a fairly new member of the ISB, about a year into it, and she has some jurisdictional problems with one of the other ISB guys, which I could not find a picture of for whatever reason. But she is certainly a character I think we're going to see a lot more of.
Agreed.
I do. Me too.
Which I still think we're going to see a lot more of Cyril as well.
We will.
Even after his firing.
Yeah. His
I
fall
was
from
right
grace.
about
He went home to mama.
Yeah, I was
right
not
about
right. I was not right. I thought the Empire was going to take him in with open arms, and that did not happen.
Okay, at one point I thought he was, because he was just like, oh, and then it was like, nah. It's like he brought him up and brought him right back down. And I'm like, yes, because I got that one right. But their interaction, him and Deidre, was really interesting because I was just like, what you hiding, boy? Why don't you want her over there? Because I am not buying this 1 year bull crap, okay? I'm not buying this ladder. This is not Working Girl 1980s, okay? This is, what are you hiding? What do you know? What do you not want her to know? I was like looking at it in another way, so like it's like I like this character, but I don't.
Well, I didn't like her pants.
Well, did you like the character? And she, it's a uniform that was given to her. But the question is, did you like the character? I think she was a really interesting character. I agree with Steve. I think we're going to get more of her. I'm kind of curious if she will, in the long run, go to the other side. Although I heard some people like really don't want her to go to the other side just because it's been done before. But that doesn't say that it can't be done, or shouldn't be done.
She doesn't need. Not everybody has to go to the other side. They can just be an interesting Imperial character.
Some of these people seem really loyal to what they're doing. They seem to believe in what they're doing. I'm still not sure of her yet. Cyril, I'm still not sure yet. He is a company man, though, so we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody has to be not everybody has to have the redemption arc. I mean, Thrawn was a bad guy the whole time we knew him.
It's about darn time. Leave him a bad guy.
Yeah, he's good as a bad. Don't ever change him. He's good as he is. Sometimes the villain's just awesome. Just leave him the villain.
For sure. All right. Well, let's get into the folks that Andor himself gets to meet.
How many of them
Oh,
are going to die?
Starting with the lead. What was that?
How many of them are going to die?
I guess we'll
Uh,
find out tomorrow.
I guess it's like, come on. It's legit.
Probably quite a few of them.
That's what I'm thinking. They're
I can name a
disposable.
couple of them right off the top of my head.
They're
Okay,
disposable.
let's start with. Oh man, that picture didn't turn out very good at all. So that is
Sarah?
Vale. She is the leader of the little group.
Yep. Her and Luthen's conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Tier.
Yeah.
Top
What do you guys think of her?
I'm still trying to figure her out. I like
Yeah.
that she went in there and did what she said she was going to do, and she just kind of laid down the law again and again and again and stuck with it. I'm very curious as to what we're going to see of her tomorrow and maybe coming forward, because
When
I
the
feel like
pressure
there's a lot of
hits.
character growth there.
Yeah, like when the pressure hits, because he looked at her because she wouldn't, and he said, "Look at me. This is what it takes to lead. If you want to
Yeah.
lead, this is what it takes." And
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a foreshadowing to where she's going to have to make a decision,
yeah,
a hard decision, because leaders, they have to make decisions that send people to die. So
yeah.
she's obviously invested in her group. You can't tell me that they're not. I'm sure they bonded. You do on missions like that when you spent months together. And she's going to be faced with a tough choice, I think.
I'm getting some father-daughter vibes.
What, from the two of them?
Oh, that's a possibility.
I didn't think about that. I mean, Luthen strikes me as, even when he's being very stern, he is mentoring, because he needs these people to understand that it's bigger than them, and they're gonna have to. We have to buck up. I mean, really, it really is.
Yeah.
Pull up your big boy, boots and big girl boots, and we got to do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, just from their short interaction, that was just kind of the vibe I got.
I hadn't thought about that. Wow. If you're right, that's going to be an awesome one. I didn't think about that.
Now, when he told her that Cassian is expendable,
Yeah.
did he mean that? Or does he think everybody's
I don't know,
expendable?
but he was pretty spot on when he said you're going to die fighting these people.
Yeah.
He was.
But
He
he's
was.
a hyper crystal, so we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, is Luthen going to die fighting these people?
I would say with 99%
Anything is possible
certainty.
between now and Rogue One and the ending of season 2.
Yeah.
And
At the end of the show.
I don't want him to though, because now I
I
like
don't either.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna make it to Rogue One.
Oh, we had to. Yeah,
I know.
next season is going to be something really hard because it's like at least when we went into Rogue One, we knew we were going to have to say goodbye, which sucked.
Yeah.
But still.
Well, when you think about Cassian's arc, when you think he's a man that runs right now, and he becomes a man that stays by the end of Rogue One.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Who is next in the lineup? We've got Terramin, I think is his name.
He's dying. I don't mean that harshly, but he's dying.
I don't think he will.
You don't think so?
He seems like the kind of guy who's going to end up with the partisans.
I liked his weapons.
Who
for all
eventually
the
will
haters.
die, of course. Yes,
Yeah.
He will eventually die.
All the
But
haters that didn't like his
I don't think
weapons.
he's going to die on this mission.
Okay.
I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Well, I can tell you who I definitely think is going to die is the two dudes. When they first
This
the
dude
one
right
was
here?
asleep. That one, he's dead. He's definitely dead.
He's going to die.
He's dead. He's done. And then the guy that was with him, I
He
think he's dead too. He's him. Yep. Bye.
Oh,
He's gone too.
Yeah, those two are.
They're definite. Okay, they're my two
yeah.
picks. Sorry.
They're
gotta have somebody die.
those are my two definites. They're both gone. They're not going to make it. Especially Sleepyhead.
Yeah. Even though he's very knowledgeable, but he's a kid in a fight he's not prepared for.
I did think it was interesting in their conversation that this guy here mentioned Saw Gerrera.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I was so excited. So excited.
Because he's coming.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we're gonna see him.
Yeah, I mean, he
Oh,
was
yeah,
in the trailer.
they were dangling it like bait on a hook.
Yeah,
Man, let's have it.
yeah.
Everybody's
Get
itching
some
to
more
see
Saw
Saw.
Gerrera. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. Both. Let's see, what's his name? Karis is his name,
Yep.
or Karis Nimic? Nimic.
I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
even
he's
bother to
gone.
learn his name.
And then Arvel Skeen is this guy's name. That name just screams, "I'm going to die in the next
Well, he
episode."
also looks like he'd run into like a blazing, like gunfire and be like, "Yeah, Papa!" Yeah, die.
Yeah,
That's what he looks like. Yeah,
exactly.
freedom. Yeah, that's what he looks like to me. Like he'd do something like that.
Oh, you know who else is gonna bite it? It's gonna be this guy.
Oh, the guy that's double, he's the double
the
agent.
Lieutenant Gorn. They're gonna find him out, and he's gonna get hung up in the square. Yeah,
like we know
gone.
Cassian's adopted father did.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it, which is disappointing because he's actually a very interesting character. Just based on the 3 minutes that we got to see him.
Yeah, like where did he come from? How is he hiding it? How is he able to get away with all this? If Mon Mothma is being watched so closely, how is he getting away with what he's doing? It's weird.
Well, see, here's the thing.
It's interesting.
There's a difference between him and Mon Mothma.
I think one's higher.
Go ahead.
I think one's higher than the other in the tier of things in the class system.
That's part of it. One of them is part of a political system that is slowly diminishing and will become obsolete.
Yeah.
The other is a trusted soldier.
True. They are arrogant too a bit. They strike you like the leaders strike you as a bit arrogant? Like he wasn't, but like they can't, like when he didn't listen to Crazy Chick, like he just, it's not worth his time. Like,
yeah,
you should listen. That's how rebellions start. Little pockets.
Little by little.
Yeah.
Things are going to scare up. Never mind.
So there isn't really much I was able to find about this person, but can't.
Oh, that's
Cinta,
played by Veranda Surfa. Yeah.
So cute. She's gorgeous.
She's cute. Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going to happen to her.
I really don't.
I can't predict it.
Yeah. Either she's going to die in a mission with honor, or she's going to become a longer character in the long run, in the long scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I think.
Yeah. What would be interesting is if it turns out that, and I don't know why it is specifically with her that I get this vibe over any of the others, but what if she knows Cassian's sister?
Okay. All right.
Ooh,
see,
possibly.
I was gonna say, would he even know his sister if he saw her?
Probably not. Because that was the first thought I had. I was like, wonder if she's his sister.
Because they kind of focused on them a bit. That little bit of a longer shot, just a little bit, couple seconds.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm like,
she's either his sister or
someone from the planet, maybe.
That knows her and knows where to find her.
That's a very good possibility. I like it.
I just felt like there was a little bit of a something there that they were foreshadowing when they focused on them just that little bit of time.
See, and that's the great thing about this show already is there's so many things that you could develop and like dig into and get revealed. And so many of these little things that and we've got 6 more episodes to go, 6 or 8.
a lot. They're packing a lot in episodes that aren't that long. Remember prior to some of the complaints about the shows where the episodes weren't long enough.
Yeah.
Now, but when I watch these episodes, I feel like I'm still getting a lot, even though they're not terribly long. I feel like they are making good use of the time that they have.
Yes. So okay, so there's going to be. I just looked at the number again. There's going to be 12 episodes.
And we're on number 5 tomorrow.
Yes, and we've got. There's so much that can explore in the rest of the season.
Season 1 of 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And this is
Yeah, we
season
have so
1.
much story to tell.
Yeah.
So much. That's why
So-
I say when people don't have to die yet, you know, that I think
Right,
a couple are going
right.
to eat it tomorrow probably during that whatever fucking, mission. Darn it, I was doing so good. Whatever that mission that they're going to be doing, which I think is totally not what Luthen said it is. It is not. There's more to that.
Yeah.
It's something. I don't know. But yeah, two of them are eating it. They're taking a dirt nap tomorrow.
So I'm not quite sure I'm ready to make that jump and say that I like this show better than The Mandalorian.
I'm right now.
Uh,
I'm still Mandalorian.
I'm not going to say that. No,
I'm not ready to go, but give it time.
I got a point about that.
I could be there. I could end up being there.
Okay, I'm gonna say, and I said this in Scarif live chat last Saturday,
Hmm.
that I feel like they can both be equally liked, and one doesn't have to be liked better than the other because they're
sure.
very different. They're different shows, different tone, different.
Yeah.
They can be
Time
equally
periods.
loved. Yeah, different time periods. Mandalorian's more
Right.
family friendly. Stephen
Right.
Kent said that. Andor's more for us older people, older fans. I think they can coexist quite well with no competition between the two and be equally loved and appreciated by Star Wars fans. Because I
Sure.
love Mandalorian. I love it.
Yeah.
I have not one problem with Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So, and I can say one could be better than the other if you're going to talk about certain points, like
Yeah.
Andor cinematography. Like you can't, Mando doesn't
Oh,
touch Andor cinematography.
no,
It doesn't touch the dialogue yet. I mean, but who's to say if Mando doesn't go on a couple more seasons? Because I still feel there's story there that if they stop using the volume so much and they start doing the sets like they did for Andor, that it could be better cinematography wise.
Chantel said it really well in the chat.
Yep. Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I love Grogu. Yeah, that's what she said. I love Grogu. Nobody's gonna make me not love Grogu. I know he's a merchandise for Disney to whore around. I don't care. I love Grogu. I'm a whore for Grogu. Here we go. I'm buying all this stuff. Right? I don't care. I'm all in. I'm shilling. Shill shack, baby.
Okay. All right. So tomorrow we have episode 5 coming.
Red 5.
And yeah, well, so here's a point we didn't bring up, but it was one of the things I wanted to bring up. If I could get my mouse to work. So yeah, this show is not like you had said, saying what Steven had said in Scarif the other day. That Mandalorian's more family friendly, whereas this one just the tone is more mature.
Mm-hmm.
And it needs to be. It's supposed to be just based on the content. Like, what story are they telling?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
at the end of the day, behind that family friendly thing of Star Wars, there was war. It's ugly. It's dirty.
Yeah.
It's messy.
Mm-hmm.
You can only keep it kiddie friendly for so long.
Yeah.
But if you want to show the true emotional weight of what that took on the people that had to live with it, you got to go there.
Yeah.
So they're going there, and I applaud it.
So tomorrow we get episode 5.
Yep.
And next week we, of course, will be talking about episode 5, continuing the Andor discussion. I think we have a special guest lined up for next week, but I need to get confirmation before I make an announcement. So make sure you come back next week and hear us talk more about Andor. But I do want to thank everybody that came to the chat and hung out with us tonight. And
Awesome chat as always.
Always an awesome chat. Had some fun talks.
My nerd sister.
Oh, I'm so glad to come on. I mean, it was kind of a last minute thing, but I've been wanting to, and I'm glad I came on for this episode because it was a great episode. But I feel like a lot of the episodes are going to be great episodes. So, but I was glad to come and talk about this one.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Thank you.
Definitely. Thanks, Tina, for coming on with us tonight. And yeah, so we will see you next week, and make sure you come back and come hang out with us in the chat room.
We will be.
All right. Well, Nicole, why don't you go ahead and take us out?
Take us out. Take us out where? Like a bantha?
No, just close us out.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. We all get excited about the bantha. Well, thank you again for hanging out with us at Rogue One Radio. Thank you again to my nerd sister, Tina, for hanging out with us tonight, because we absolutely love her. And thank you to my main host, Steve, for, Rogue One. So thank you all to the chat. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Rogue One Radio.
And may the force be with you.
Like a bantha.
Like a bantha.
Like a bantha.